Hello and welcome to the presentation on the data visualization group project which we have performed as a part of our curriculum with the ISB's certificate in business analytics program. We are presenting a quantitative and a qualitative analysis on the Indian education system for which we have used certain data sources. The first one is the ASER or the annual status of education report, and the DICE system, which is the district information system for education. So let us move to the first slide. So in the first slide we are discussing about the improvements in the education system over multiple parameters. If you look into the graph here, which shows the percentage growth in the number of government and private schools, we can see that all these years the percentage growth has been positive, which means the number of schools have increased steadily. At the same time, if we also see the student and classroom ratio for primary and upper primary levels, we can see that there is a marked improvement in the overall the student classroom ratio. Now the blue bars, they essentially represent the student classroom ratio above 30 at the primary level, and the orange bars are the student classroom ratio above 35 at the upper primary levels. So essentially, which means that in 2011 there were 32% of the classrooms which had more which had 30 or more student classroom ratio, and which has eventually come down to 25%. And another parameter is the percentage growth in the government and private school teachers. So here also we can see that all the percentages are in positive, which means there has been a positive change or a growth in the number of teachers. The same increase we can also see in the student enrollments, where we can see that the number of enrollments have increased over the past couple of years. Let's move on to the next slide. So if you look into this particular graph, wherein we are talking about the facilities of computers, whether there is an electricity in the classroom or not, are there midday meals which are provided in the school, is there an availability of drinking water in the school. So for all these parameters, we can see that since 2011 there has been an improvement in all these areas, which means that the facilities in the schools have improved in the last couple of years. One interesting thing which we can also see here is the total number of students who are repeating a class. So which means that starting 2008, and then if we look into 2014, there has been a marked decrease in the number of students who are repeating a class. The percentage of schools who are receiving the student development grant on the teacher learning material has also been steadily increasing from 70 to 83% during this period. The number of total school management committees has increased from 491k to over 1000k in 2014. But when we analyze the data for the quality of education over the same period, we got a different picture. So this particular graph, we are discussing the qualitative analysis of the Indian education system. So we can see that let us talk about the arithmetic skills. So basically, to judge the skills of students, there are two areas of primary importance. The first one is the arithmetic skills, and the second one is the reading skills. The interesting thing what we have noticed here is the number of students who are not able to identify the numbers have been steadily increasing in last 5 or 6 years, and at the same time the number of students who can perform the division correctly has been decreasing steadily. Now similarly, if we look at the reading skill level of enrolled children, increased to 13.5%, which is almost doubled in 5 years. And at the same time, we can also see there is a decline in the number of students who can read a full story. Let us look into the next steps which can be taken to improve the situation. We know that in the past decade of Indian education system, we were more focused on increasing the literacy rate, the number of schools, and improving the facilities, which were essentially all the quantitative attributes of the education. And we were also successful in achieving those goals. However, in the same period, the quality of the education has declined steadily. Like even the improved infrastructure and basic amenities, the school, a healthy number of students, they still lack the basic skill of reading and arithmetic. As a step towards improvement in this direction, there is a dire need of attention from the state education ministers, from the district level education officers, to focus on improving the quality of the education. And one of the way to achieve this is through the online or virtual teaching platforms, where teacher in far or distant locations can impart quality education to the students in their existing schools or in using their existing infrastructure. So this would not only give a good quality education to the students in remote areas, but also will give a boost to the employment of the qualified teachers who have any location constraints or who cannot move to remote locations. So this is the. Thank you so much for your attention.